Hello and welcome to Business Today Television. I'm Siddharth Zarabi, and with me now is Atul Kumar Goel, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Punjab National Bank. Welcome to the discussion, Mr. Goel. I want you to begin today's conversation by taking us through the highlights of the financial performance in the most recent quarter.
Good morning, Siddharth. This is one of the best quarter. If you see from the last 10 quarter of the history of the Punjab National Bank, there is a own all-round performance in each and every parameter. Business has grown by more than 10%. Then credit has grown 12.20%. There is a growth in the 8.5% in the deposit. Even the operating profit and the NII, both number are more than 10% YOY growth, and there is a lot of improvement in the assets quality. Assets quality, if you see, the last quarter it was 5.73%, it has reduced to 4.98%. We have given the guidance for the 5%. We are revising our guidance. Now the gross NPA will be less than 4%, and the net NPA has come to 0.60%, and there is a significant improvement in the credit cost. Credit cost last year we have given the guidance for the 1%, but this quarter the credit cost is around 0.33% only, and the recovery is targeted double of the slippage and 96% provision coverage ratio. So we are seeing there will not be any further requirement for the provision in times to come. So we are revising our guidance 1% to 4.5% for the credit cost.
Mr. Goel, what is the growth guidance that you are offering for the current financial year?
Siddharth, as far as credit growth is concerned, we have given the guidance 11 to 12%, and we are maintaining the same guidance. And if you see the current quarter, we have achieved 12.20%. And because the focus area for the bank is the RAM, that is the retail, agriculture, and the MSME. And if you see the ratio of the RAM to the total credit is around 55.46%, which is further improved from the last quarter. And we are of the view that we will target to increase this RAM 60% in times to come, 3 to 4 years. And for this particular rate, it is a 56% we are targeting, because we are the one of the largest bank of the country. So we are also giving the corporate financing, and there is a good demand from the road sector, infrastructure sector, and government has also 11.11 trillion. They have set the target for the infrastructure as capex. So there is a good demand from the steel and the as well as the cement sector also. So the guidance we are giving between 11 to 12%.
What about deposit growth? Because not just for your bank, but overall, we are seeing certain concerns being expressed around deposit growth. What are you guiding for deposit growth?
You are very much right. Gap between the credit growth and the deposit growth is little bit more. So this is the reason for the worry for the banking industries. So we have given the guidance 9 to 10%, and we have achieved around 8.5%. As far as deposit is concerned, I think that is not a challenge for the Punjab National Bank, because we are having 10,000 branches. We are having a 20 crore customer, and last year we have opened around more than 1 crore saving bank account, and first quarter of the current financial year also we have opened 27 lakh account. Money will flow in this account also, and the last year current account 2.68 lakhs we have opened, and the first quarter also around more than 50,000 we have already opened. So money will come in those accounts, and we have improved our customer acquisition, customer service, as well as the number of the employee in the call center has been increased, and we are also implementing the customer CRM, customer resolution mechanism also. So by doing this, definitely the CASA will improve. And what we have done, Siddharth, we have provided tab to all the 10,000 branches for opening of the current account. Earlier it was taking 2 days or sometimes 3 days from the back office. Now very same day, very little time we are opening the account.
I read comments that you have made earlier that you are not pursuing bulk deposits. What is the rationale and the strategy behind that?
You are very much right, because if you see the rate of interest is very volatile in the bulk deposit also. As I told you, key deposit is not a issue for the Punjab National Bank, because whatever money we will raise through the normal deposit, retail deposit, that 100% we can deploy for the credit growth. Reason, because we are having the excess SLR of the 78,000. So whatever incremental deposit we will raise, we will not be required to put the money for the SLR requirement. That is what we are
Hmm.
already having. So this is the reason we are not targeting the bulk deposit, because the rate of bulk deposit is, as compared to the retail deposit, is much on the very higher side.
Uh, why is the trend in the personal loan segment on a declining trend for almost 2 quarters now? What is happening there?
It is not very much declining on the same, because last time we have provided this product through the digital app also, through
Hmm.
mobile app, but because there is a issue of the whatever the eligibility we are providing through digital mode, to funnel, some time the customer are eligible, but they are not required this facility also. So this is the reason. Otherwise, if you see, it is on the more or less same line. In our bank, total retail unsecured loan is only 27,000 crore rupees, out of which around 18,000 crore rupees is the personal loan, and the around 4,000 crore plus is the loan against the pensioner also. So it is not declining in our bank, and it is doing very good, because we are also monitoring the stress vagera, that is not in this, because there is a issue of the utilization of this product by the customer.
Let's talk about the NPA picture from the latest numbers. There's been a good decline by almost 275 basis points on a gross basis. What has led to this? Where are these recoveries coming from?
The recovery is coming from all the segment, whether from the retail, whether from the agriculture, or whether from the MSME and the corporate. I will give the ratio, the whatever the total recovery we are having. The around 35% is coming from the corporate, and remaining is coming from the RAM sector also. And all the staff working in the bank, because this is one of the focus area. This is the reason, if you see the last year also, we have recovered more than 22,000 crore rupees, and this was the 3 times of the slippage. So this time also we have set a target of around 18,000 crore rupees. Out of 18,000 crore rupees recovery, around 3,000 crore recovery will come from the NCLT, and remaining will come from the different sector, RAM, etc. also. And definitely it will be double of the slippage. This is the reason we have given the guidance 5% for the gross NPA for the current financial year, because we have already achieved 4.98 in the first quarter itself. This is the reason we are revising our guidance to 4%.
On the whole, given what the anticipation of interest rate change in the United States and consequently and subsequently in India, what kind of lending strategy are you working on in the remaining part of the financial year?
Siddharji, we, because interest rate view may, if you ask me, we were of the view ki rate cut will come at the initial of the calendar year, but on account of the in the US, etc., all the inflation number, etc. also. So even whatever the number we have seen in of the inflation in the last month, I am, in my personal view, I think rate cut will definitely will take some more time also, because you have also heard the comment of the Honorable Governor Sahab also. So our strategy is the for the lending side also, कि we are giving the loan for the long term linked to the MCLR, and the for short term, that is our strategy, we are giving either from the repo, linked with the repo, or the treasury bill linked loan.
Do you see the challenge for deposit growth easing in the forthcoming quarters?
As I told you earlier also, definitely there is a challenge in the banking industry, because the gap in the credit growth as well in the deposit growth has become widened also. But as I told you, for the Punjab National Bank, because we are having the 10,000 branches and 20 crore customer, and we have opened some separate department also, that is a marketing department for new customer acquisition, both side liability as well as the asset side. For the particularly deposit side, we are targeting the salary account of our corporate customer, because we are having the good corporate portfolio in our book also. So we are targeting their salaried account, and also we have entered in the MOU with the sale also for the both side, liability side, deposit as well as the asset side also. We are also targeting the SNA account of the state government, and we are also targeting the employees from the defense sector also. So we have also recruited person from the defense sector. So this will definitely help us to improve our deposit base also.
One of the major events in our macro calendar was the union budget. From a banking sector perspective and your particular uh, operational strategy as well, what are the positives that you see from the budget for Punjab National Bank's business?
बजट में देखिए 11.11 ट्रिलियन they have set for the infrastructure capital outlay. So in my opinion, there will be demand for the infrastructure, and we are seeing the demand in the road sector, etc. also, and a lot of announcement has been given for the MSME also. कि MSME में for purchase of the acquisition of the equipment, etc. there will be guarantee fund for the SME funding also. That will also be guaranteed by the some of the guaranteed by the government also. They create the separate fund, and they have advised us also to create the technical cell also for making the appraisal of the MSME. So these are very positive, and they are also for the small customer or small borrower also. Mudra loan limit has also been increased 10 to 20 lakh rupees for the customer who have repaid their loan timely also. So this will also help to improve the MSME funding also.
What about consumption? Do you see any particular rub-off benefits, indirect benefits from the budget for overall increase in consumption? And maybe if you would also want to talk about the housing sector, if that is likely to benefit in your view.
Consumption, because they have reduced the income tax slabs also. So as per the calculation, 17,500 will be benefit for the salaried employees. So definitely whatever the money they will save for paying the income tax, they can be used for the consumption also. Even Siddharth, I am also seeing in the rural area also, tier 1 to tier city, there is a good demand for the retail product, either for the personal loan, either for the car loan, either for the housing loan also.
Okay. One more point, and this is to do with the macro picture with regard to inflation. As we have seen, inflation has been a concern that has influenced our rate policy. Economic survey said please exclude food price inflation from the overall basket, and the RBI and other people will deal with that. But how do you see inflation panning out, and whether there is any impact that you see of a reversal in trend in the interest rate strategy?
Because if you see the last month number, little bit inflation has increased, because the target of the Reserve Bank is to keep the inflation 4% plus minus 2%. Although it is within the plus minus 2%, but they are targeting to reach the inflation number around 4%. So as I told earlier also, because considering the inflation number last month also, so there is no immediate hope for the rate cut also, which we were thinking beginning of the calendar year. So we will take we have to wait for a little bit for the rate cut also, because you must have seen the interview of the Honorable Governor also. So that is also giving some signal ki immediately. Absolutely. I think, yeah,
immediately there might not be something, because we'll perhaps have to wait for action indications from US. But one final question. From an economic growth point of view and a sectoral focus, you spoke about the infrastructure capex allocation in the budget. Which sectors do you see leading the growth in the remaining part of this financial year?
As I told you earlier also, because there is a good demand from the infra also, because infra is a sector which create the demand of the other sector also. Maybe for the steel, maybe for the cement, and there is a good demand for the pharma also. Pharma is doing very well also, because the for the small sector, if you are thinking ki, because your question is ki where the demand will come, so definitely demand will come from the sector which is directly or indirectly related to the infra. But there is a good demand from the MSME also. There is a demand from the NBFC also, because NBFC is also giving the loan to which sector where the bank is not funding.
Since you mentioned MSME quite a few times, do you think their payment issues are a sticky problem for their balance sheets?
There is a two three issues. Balance sheet is because sometimes the small MSME, because they are not making their financial statement in such a way they should be, because lack of knowledge or the lack of awareness also. But the MSME, the big MSME also, there is not a issue of the accounting also, because the other issue also for the small MSME, sometimes they are not in a position to compete with the large corporate also. Sometimes there is a issue of the marketing. So challenges is with the MSME. So it is the collective responsibility of the each and everybody, including banker also, how to guide them to improvement in their different type of the, whether it is a marketing, whether it is a technical support, whether it is a funding.
All right, Mr. Goel, thank you very much for taking our time with us today to decode and help us understand your latest quarterly financial performance. Viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this conversation on the quarterly performance of Punjab National Bank. We'll be back with more. Until then, goodbye.